Hey, folks. To folks in the future, because there's nobody in this room right now, I want to thank you for being here. It's the past 2 days have just been kind of rough, and man, I'm looking forward to playing some music. That's the truth. I got sick about 5 or 6 days ago, and I tried to pop on here a couple days back, but just my voice wasn't in good working order yet, which is a drag. So I'm hoping today is a little bit better, and it's already feeling better. But speaking for myself, music is therapy for me in terms of being able to play it and release some of the worries and tension and anxiety and fear and frustration that I feel at times from all sorts of different avenues. I truly hope you're not experiencing any of that. I'm even apologetic for talking about mine. At any rate, I'm going to just start playing some music and hope some people pop in over time. That would be awesome. I'm appreciative to have you here. Please know that. All right. This one's called Human. People are a walking contradiction, placing one foot in front of the other. Me, I had no idea that I could walk this way, so I learned it from my father and my mother. People here are doing the best they can, based on whatever their parents already covered. And I'm doing my best to do my best myself these days. So together, let's see what we discover. 'Cause truth be told, everyone tells a lie, and honesty could be delicately laid. Language was created to understand one another, so I choose my words carefully to say we're human. Take it easy if you're feeling down. Everyone trips from time to time. It's a foregone conclusion to maintain the resolution that you're a perfect circle or a perfect line. 'Cause truth be told, everyone tells a lie, and honesty could be delicately laid. Language was created to understand one another, but I choose my words carefully to say we're human. We're human. So go on to be mean if that's what you're feeling. Maybe decide to turn the other cheek. Have a sense of humor, or maybe spread a rumor. We get back what we put into this world. 'Cause truth be told, everyone tells a lie, and honesty could be delicately laid. Language was created to understand one another, so I choose my words carefully to say we're human. We're human. We're human. Hey everybody, that's a song I wrote called Human. I suppose it's the pursuit of us trying to find some sense of grace, because, we come into this world completely imperfect, and the older we get, the more opportunities we have to screw things up, piss people off, rub people the wrong way, get hurt. That's part of the human experience, but I think the important thing for us to at least attempt to try to figure out is how to exercise grace, and God, I suck at that, man. Yeah, I don't know. What do I know too? I don't know a whole lot. But I write songs about stuff, and I'm happy to be doing that for you if you like to hear a couple tunes. I've got a whole bunch of different ones. I'll play another one for you. This is like my first time getting to sing today, so I appreciate the grace and perhaps me not sounding my best yet. This is a song that I wrote called Empty Circle. It's about the end of a relationship that I was in several years ago, and the devastation I felt. I got dumped, so it's always hard when you're on the receiving end of getting dumped, you know what I mean? That's part of life. I don't know any Indian music. I would if I did. I know my own, though. All right, this is called Empty Circle. This is going to be on an acoustic album that comes out this Friday. It is also on a full band album that I have available too. I was a table, but now I'm a rug. It's raining outside. Your shoes are covered in mud. I was a Christmas tree, but now it's past Christmas Day. I got tossed out with a crumpled gift wrap you throw away. Ooh, it was fun while it lasted. Ooh, now I'm left here feeling slanted, walking the wrist of pine. Off in the distance, there's a vanity light that shines through the window of my home at night. Ooh, wearing the same clothes I wore yesterday. Chill of snow numbs my pain as this crooked life became an empty circle. I was opine, but now I'm nonverbal. Hi, Bobby. Thanks, honey. Sing. Thanks for the smile. I am a footnote to your storyline. I'm all alone. You're someone else's wife. A tiny table, the setting for warmth. The holiday supper has already begun. Ooh, as a child lost in the woods at night. Ooh, I search for a pathway towards the light. As this crooked line became an empty circle, I was opine, but now I'm non-verbal. Oh, that would be lovely. I'm very poor. That's called Empty Circle. That's a song I wrote. It's available, it's already available on all the streaming services. It's called Phi is the album that it's on with a band. And I also have an acoustic album that's coming out on Friday, and there's a very intimate acoustic version of it, just 2 guitars and me singing. And I'm deeply appreciative of y'all being here and being so kind as to bend an ear. I feel like I have a lot of things to say to people if anybody wants to listen, but that's, I think, half the problem with communication, you know, is we all have something to say, you know. But I have all sorts of different songs about life that I've written, and I want to try this one out if it's okay. It's in an alternate tuning, so you got to give me a second to get into that tuning. I have 3 songs actually that are in that tuning. The first one is a story song, and that's the one that I want to tell you about initially. So are you familiar with the author Mark Twain? I am an enormous fan of Mark Twain. He is one of my favorite all-time authors, and he has a very, very fascinating life. If you've never had the opportunity to read it, because he chronicled a lot of his life in books. Sure, he's known for like Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer and all that stuff, but he wrote extensively about his life. And about a year before he died, he was doing an interview. And in the interview, he kind of offhandedly mentioned to the person doing the interview, he's like, yeah, you know, I hear Halley's Comet is coming by again next year. And he was like, it comes by every 74 years or so. I forget what the exact time frame is for it. And he said, you know, the day I was born, it actually passed by Earth. And I feel like we're 2 unaccountable freaks that belong together and we should go out together. And no joke, like 1 year later, Halley's Comet passed by Earth and Mark Twain died that day. And I thought that that was spectacular and crazy and all the things about life that are strange. And I wrote a song about it. And it's called Mark Twain. And I wanted to explain where that name comes from, because I don't think a lot of people know that that wasn't his real name. That was a pen name that he had for himself. His real name was Samuel Langhorne Clemens. He grew up in Hannibal, Missouri. His father died when he was really young. His single mother raised a whole bunch of kids through the kindness of a doctor and a wife that had a pharmacy downstairs. And they actually shared this really small space amongst two families to try to help the Clemens family out after the father passed away. This is the environment in which Mark Twain grew up. All this great literature that he wrote came from all the pain and suffering that he grew up in his life, and I think that's probably true of all artists, you know. But he grew up right next to the Mississippi River. That's where Hannibal, Missouri is. I've been there. And that's all those great stories growing up next to the Mississippi River come from that. He dreamed of being a steamboat pilot because in his time that was like a rock star, was being a steamboat pilot. He said they were the freest people that he'd ever seen in his entire life, and he wanted that kind of freedom himself. And Mark Twain is a measurement of depth. So the Mississippi River, it's muddy. It changes in depth and in width, size, length. Where it goes, it changes constantly because it's a muddy river. It doesn't have rocks on the bottom of it. And in order to run a boat down it, you have to use these things called sounding poles, which were these really long poles that they would stick in the water to measure the depth of the water to make sure that the boat wouldn't bottom out. So those people, they were sounding engineers basically, and they would scream out a depth that they'd be reading with their pole to the captain of the ship that was behind them. And those depths might be Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. Each of them was a fathom that they were mentioning, and it was 2 fathoms deep, which meant safe travels. And that is Mark Twain, 2 fathoms deep. But it means safe travels if you think about it. And so that's what this song is called. It's called Mark Twain. And it's meant in the fashion that I'm describing there, which is safe travels. And it's a story of Halley's Comet and the sun. And it goes like this. Voyage towards the outer rim of golden harshest fly. Hold on a sec. This will sound better like this. Your voyage towards the outer rim of cold and harshest fly. But back around again you turn to Jim of florid white. Highly stares my bewitching pose to admire from the ground. Or better yet, you near to me as you make your sunlit round. You're a comet who brushed along the sky and then returned to his journey alone. You're a gift from the heavens, a love and creation, wrapped in the confines of flesh and bone. A defined spark and the emergence of light. A creature coelicity, the balance is perfect and right, perfect and right. silence looms amongst the cold, alone and black and night. So I exhaust myself to bring you all my energy and light. My lamp bit dry at distance, tugs you closer for a prize. The beginnings of our universe reflecting in your misty eyes. We're a comet who brushed along the sky and then returned to his journey alone. You're a gift from the heavens, a love and creation, wrapped in the confines of flesh and bone. A divine spark and the emergence of light. A creature will listen to the bad, it's perfect and right, perfect and right. The mass of love that draws you closer to my warming light. Melt your inner being to release you from your flight. The gift you share with spent that are standing on our earth. Can watch our loving embrace and our universal birth. You're a comet who brushed along the sky and then returned to his journey alone. You're a gift from the heavens, a love and creation, wrapped in the confines of flesh and bone. A divine spark and the emergence of light. A creature will listen to the bad, it's perfect and right, perfect and right. That's called Mark Twain. If you happen to like that song, it's going to be on this acoustic album that comes out on Friday. It's also available as a full band recording too, already. So if you went on any of the streaming services here on YouTube, it's there. Petra, what up? I was just talking to you online. Thanks for hanging out. Deeply appreciated. This next one is also kind of close. It's adjacent in this tuning. And it's like Empty Circle. It's about a breakup. Same breakup, actually. And it was one of the first songs that I wrote trying to exorcise some demons after the end of that relationship. It's, I guess, hard to come to terms after being dumped with, I need to move on with my life at times. I feel like when I was younger, I had a lot easier of a time bouncing back. And as I've gotten older, that's become more difficult. And I'm having to relearn the elasticity I had when I was 25, you know? I'm getting there, though. And this song's called Gone, and it's the acceptance that that person is gone. It goes like this. Found a picture of the two of us when we were out drinking. You were smiling at the camera and I was blinking. And as quick as any moment ever comes along, there you were, and now you're gone. Like a rowboat song floating on downstream. Maybe happiness and hurt in life is truly just a dream. 'Cause like anything good that ever comes along, it floats downstream until it's gone. And as the crazy stops pacing between my ears, the silence between us goes from days to weeks to months to years. Boy, you keep trying, you're gonna make it worse until everything she says is cordial but terse. Fighting for a heart that'll never bend. It's like staring at love through a looking glass from the opposite end. It was close to you before you looked along. Now it's far away and then it's gone. And as the crazy stops pacing between my ears, the silence between us goes from days to weeks to months to years. Boy, you keep trying, you're gonna make it worse until everything she says is cordial but terse. Found a picture of the two of us when we were out drinking. You were smiling at the camera and I was blinking. And as quick as any moment ever comes along, it floats downstream until it's gone. It was close to you before you looked along. Now it's far away and then it's gone. 'Cause like anything good that ever comes along, you close your eyes and then it's gone. Yeah, that one's called Gone. Thank you so much, folks. Gosh, you're definitely filling my love tank. I appreciate it a great deal. Thank you. So that one's called Gone. That is also on that acoustic album that comes out. But it is also available as a full band single that you can listen to right this second on here on YouTube, or you can stream it on Spotify, whatever. I don't care where you do it. I'm just stoked that you might do it, you know? I'm just trying to find people that like the stuff I make. This next one's about a one-night stand. one that I did not initiate. I was just at a party. I was drinking, smoking weed, having fun. And then my friend's sister comes up to me and she says, "Hey, you want to cuddle?" And I'm like, "What kind of cuddling are we talking about? We're talking about like a just for tonight kind of cuddle?" And she's like, "Yeah, that is exactly what I'm talking about. So you want to cuddle or not?" And I'm like, "Yeah, far be it from me to turn down a cuddle." But she was so fucking funny. Like, I swear to God, yeah, we had fun on the sexual side of things, but I'm talking about like personality wise, which is important to me. She was damn funny. And I was very much regretting having any kind of conversation about boundaries beforehand, because the next day I was thinking, man, she would be really cool to go out on a date with. So I called her. She did not pick up that phone. So I called her the next day. No response. Sounding about right? Third day I call her. She picks up the phone. She's like, "Hey, Mike, what's going on? Remember that conversation we had?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I do remember that conversation." So I got this song as a consolation prize. If you were to visit my profile here on YouTube, it's the very top song that I've got pinned. It's called "Fool for You." People like it. It came at, I guess, the cost of whatever situation that was. But I'm fine with that. Anyway, it goes like this. Ooh, that's a cool chord. Not the chord I wanted. Almost there. More so than a Bon Jovi song. Okay. Touch of your skin against mine was flawless and supine as I read your story in braille. Whereas I was as frail as that tall tale that lingered from my tongue. Now I'm all twisted up like a tie that's been wrong. Maybe it's the conversation we had in bed. Maybe I just wanna see your eyes roll back in your head. Maybe you would drive from a stranger's cigarette. But once I've got you on my lips, you're hard to forget. And now that you've got me where you want, you're moving from hot to cool. And now that you've got me where you want, woman, I'm a fool for you. A feeling your chest heave as a lion there asleep. Now I'm betting every breath so that the moment isn't cheap. Are you resolved to entail a lot said to guide me away from some nautical course that perhaps I'd rather stay? Maybe you're just playing hard to get. Perhaps you just want me to forget. Maybe I'm a marionette on strings. trying to measure your depth beyond anatomy. And now that you've got me where you want, you're moving from hot to cool. And now that you've got me where you want, woman, I'm a fool for you. And now that you've got me where you are, you're moving from hot to cool. And now that you've got me where you are, woman, I'm a fool for you. Thanks, Brother Vincent. All right, that one's called Full For You. That is on 2 albums. There's an acoustic version coming out this Friday to the streaming services called Empty Circle. In the off chance that you want that sooner, it is available on Bandcamp immediately. So if you go to my Bandcamp page, you'll find Empty Circle on there. But there's also a full band version of it. There's several different full band versions of it, studio and then like a live version that I did too. And that's on YouTube here. Thank you to everybody that's been popping in. If this is your first time ever hearing me, my name is Mike Vitale. I'm a singer-songwriter, currently based out of Los Angeles, but I've lived all over Southern California. I lived in Orange County for a long time, in Fullerton. I've also lived in Long Beach. That's where I know Vincent from, when I was living in Long Beach for about 5 or 6 years. And I love telling stories. That is my absolute positively favorite thing in the world to do, is to tell stories. And I think this one might be good. It might be bad too. We're going to find out. This one's called Time Machine though. And this song, I guess it's encouraging us to realize that we only have so much time on this planet, and that we should try to attempt to find joy in any way we possibly can. I think our memories are a rich reservoir in which we can do such things. It's powerful. It's a reminder that we can travel to that time whenever we want. Not perfectly, granted. I know that our memories are not perfect, but they are powerful. They can change our mood. The creation of this song is an example of that. I was having an absolutely horrid evening the day that I wrote this song, or the evening, I should say, that I wrote this song. And the thing that turned it around and made it all better was writing this. But it was based in the realization that my memories cheered me up, and I'm going to explain how. So without going into details of why my day was such a shit show, I was driving home and I had about 2 hours of time, or an hour and a half of time to myself. I was reduced to tears by the beginning of that journey and smiling by halfway through it, because I was reminded of a memory of my older brother. He's 9 years older than me. And he was tasked with watching us younger kids a lot of times while my parents would go and do fun things like go gambling for the weekend or whatever. And he would play with us a lot of times. So he worked at a toy store. He would bring back toy guns. And we would play like Terminator around the house, where he's like the Terminator basically, and we're the humans. And he's got like a gun that would shoot little discs or rubber bullets. You know, he was hysterical. He was so much fun to be around. But the thing that I loved about him the most is he played Legos with us. And the conversation might go something like this. Like, he might emerge from the front yard. I didn't know at the time, but he had probably just like smoked a joint outside. you know, coming back in smelling kind of funny. And he's like, gentlemen, there's an intergalactic battle happening in this house this evening. I need you to arm yourself with the finest spacecraft that have ever been invented by the human species. You have 1 hour. And we'd go scurrying off to our bedrooms to go create some stuff. This memory cheered me up in a way that I can't quite completely fathom, but I tried to as best as I could, and I wrote this song. And it's about that. And it's called Time Machine. You're a time machine too. Cogs and wheels, a spinning spark, driving alone on a highway in the dark. Steampunk brain, slow machine, behind my random access memory. I've got Legos spread all across my floor. My brothers and I are going to war. Force fields furnish the perfect protection. Spaceship powered by our predilection. I'm a time machine, I am senescence. Dinosaur book, adolescence, onesie asleep on my parents' couch, loving me to bed with caring slouch. Cogs and wheels connect with a powertrain, playing with my RC car in the rain. I'm behind the wheel of my own creation, an 88-mile-an-hour rumination. I'm a time machine, I am senescence, a dinosaur book, adolescence, a onesie asleep on my parents' couch, loving me to bed with caring slouch. I jumped like Indiana Jones down the flight of stairs, avoided hot lava on the kitchen chairs. I saved the whole world from a fierce invasion, an observer in a widening age dilation. I'm a time machine, I am senescence, a dinosaur book, adolescence, a onesie asleep on my parents' couch, loving me to bed with caring slouch. I'm a time machine, I am senescence, a dinosaur book, adolescence, a onesie asleep on my parents' couch, loving me to bed with caring slouch. That's called Time Machine. Thank you, folks, for being forgiving of my imperfections. I saw somebody earlier, they were saying, like, are you capable of singing perfectly? I don't think anybody's capable of singing perfectly. That doesn't exist. We're human beings. We're always microly out of tune. Doesn't matter how skilled you are. Thanks, Petra. Let's see here. Give me a moment. Oops. I have one that I want to try. This year I submitted about 6 songs to a songwriting competition that's part of a large festival in Texas. It's called the Kerrville Folk Festival. And I submitted 6 songs to it, and they picked these 2, and I was a finalist in a songwriting competition they do every year there, which was really neat. I'm kind of torn when it comes to turning art into a competition, because it's not a competition. It's self-expression and trying to connect with people. And sometimes contests are kind of counterintuitive to that sort of thing. I feel it can bring the worst out of people. At any rate, I participated in it, and I went to the finals and played at the folk festival. And this was one of the songs that I played for it. I'm very proud of it. It's a song about whether or not there's a God or not. And it's called Infinite Jest. When I think of God, and I think of heaven, and I think of religion, I don't think of heaven and hell and there being a place that you're eternally damned to for fucking up. Because if you think about it, we came onto this planet fucked up. We came to this planet not knowing anything and doing the best we can most of the time. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fuck up. We have to learn to forgive each other. We have to learn to do the best that we can with what we have. And it's the struggle of a lifetime, every time, all the time, for all of us. And I don't picture a perfect being creating a bunch of stuff just to torment them. That doesn't make any sense. That sounds like something a human being would do, not a God. And even our concept of what a God is, we have no damn clue. We might in the way that we feel. And I wish I could put that into words, but I think that's stuff that we have to figure out on our own. And that is actually the context of what this song is about. It's about me feeling like the place that I write art from is the same place that God exists. And I mean that with every ounce of humility I possibly can. Because I feel like when I write songs, the goal of that song is for me to connect with you. And I can't think of a greater thing that a higher power would want than for us to all get along with each other. So this is called Infinite Jest. Maybe God gave the punchline, and we were too young to interpret the meaning. Or maybe we're all just a comedy of errors, and so on and on. Logic wrestles with feeling. Universe, are we all alone in an endless space full of human abstraction? The chills running up and down my spine, a conversation, or just a chemical reaction? And if God already tipped its hat and gave its last regards, with infinite jest and a question written in the stars. Who here thinks God's got a sense of humor? Maybe one day will raise your hand. Despite what you've read between wonderment and rumor, our only sacrament is our ability to try to understand. Universe, are we all alone in an endless space full of human abstraction? The chills running up and down my spine, a conversation, or just a chemical reaction? And if God already tipped its hat and gave its last regards, with infinite jest and a question written in the stars. The chicken from the egg from the chicken. But take it all so serious with our scientific method. If we could learn to laugh with egg on our face rather than be angry and different and deputy flat up, let that badu, let that do. Flit up it, I flit up it, oh. Mixed up somewhere between particles and strings, and the King of Kings we might find an answer. Maybe God just speaks in stones and trees and the bones of things like an exotic dancer. Universe, are we all alone in an endless space full of human abstraction? The chills running up and down my spine, a conversation or just a chemical reaction? And if God already dipped its hat and gave its last regards, with infinite jest and a question written in the stars, with infinite jest and a question written in the stars, with infinite jest and a question written in the stars. That one's called Infinite Jest. If you like it, that exact key and that exact version is available exclusively on my social media sites. You can find it here on YouTube. It's also on my acoustic album, but at the time of recording it, I did it in an entirely different key. So it's a little bit different of a vibe, but just a smidge. Thank you. And I have another song, maybe I'll do it on another occasion. The other song that sent me to that festival was one on homelessness. And it's a song called Want. I have a lot of homelessness in my neighborhood. I live in Eagle Rock in Los Angeles, which is not exactly like Hollywood by any stretch of the imagination. It's a lot of families get raised here. But nonetheless, oh my gosh, there's so much homelessness in my neighborhood. And above all else, what I see a lot on the streets, homeless, it's people struggling with mental health issues. There's like at least 3 people in my neighborhood that are struggling with schizophrenia. I've been up at 4 o'clock in the morning before listening to Julie. Julie is her name, and she's screaming at invisible demons that I can't see. And I don't even know what reality would be like, being like that. But I do know that I feel like there's something that we can do. I don't really know what that is, though. And I hope to be able to share that song with you. I just need to freshen up and make sure that I can play it without screwing it up for you, and I'm not confident I can do that at the moment. But there's a recording of it here on YouTube. There's a recording on Instagram and TikTok. The song is called Want, if you feel like looking around for it. But that was the other one that sent me to that festival too, was that song. And I'm very proud of it. I want to play some upbeat stuff for you. This one's called Dandelion Seeds. And the scoop on this one is the last relationship I was in was with another musician, and we weren't working out. And I was trying very hard to make it work, but that's not the way that love works. It doesn't work that way. And she was trying really hard too, but just we were not jiving. And so I called it quits, and that made her extremely angry and extremely mean. And that's part of it. It's be mean. Do what you need to do to get over whatever you need to get over. I understand. The song is called Dandelion Seeds, though, and what it's about is we're both musicians, we're both artists, we're both trying to put good into the world. We're both trying to make the world a little bit better than how we first found it. And who knows how much improvement either of us provide into the world, but I wanted to wish her the absolute positive best in her endeavors in doing it, because she is very passionate and very talented and very driven. And I know she's going to accomplish what she's doing. I'm watching her do it, and it's beautiful. And I wrote this song encouraging her, and it's called Dandelion Seeds. I released this as a single this year. It didn't do too bad for me. I mean, obviously, I'm not a rock star or anything, but I mean, I put it on Spotify and YouTube, and I was so surprised the reaction I got off of it. I even had a couple of local DJs in the area that spun it, which was kind of cool and really neat. So hopefully you like it. And it's one thing to hear it on acoustic guitar, and it's an entirely different thing to hear it with a band. So the recording of it is with a band. With dandelion seeds in the wind. Sorry, I keep forgetting to turn the effects back on. With dandelion seeds in the wind, a couple kids playing pretend, making wishes in the weeds, reading our future off of tarot cards and tea leaves, wandering around the bend, with one hand on the steering wheel, the other on the bitter end, reaching out towards stars above a Hollywood sign in an ocean of cars. I have my opinion, but you're full of your own. And there's plenty of windshield time with our thoughts alone. Some good wage argue the truth is both moot and pearl. Yet if still alive with a girl, still alive with a girl. With dandelion seeds in the wind, a couple kids playing pretend, making wishes in the weeds, reading our future off of tarot cards and tea leaves, wandering around the bend, with one hand on the steering wheel, the other on the bitter end, reaching out towards stars above a Hollywood sign in an ocean of cars. I have my opinion, but you're full of your own. And there's plenty of windshield time with our thoughts alone. Some good ways argue the truth is both moot and plural. Yet it's still alive with a girl, still alive with a girl, still alive with a girl, still alive with a girl. With dandelion seeds in the wind, a couple kids playing pretend, making wishes in the weeds, watching our future unfurl with a sudden gust of cool breeze. All right, that one's called Dandelion Seeds. And this has been a lot of fun getting to play some music for you all. I got sick about 6 or 7 days ago, I think. And that was a bummer. Whatever, though. I'm due to be sick, you know. But man, I've just been having a rough go at life. Like the past couple days has just been difficult, you know. I'm trying to navigate it, whatever, not even complaining about it as part of life. What I was going to say is this has been therapeutic for me. So I'm appreciative of you having your hand in the therapy that I'm receiving right now. This is called The Nerve. I wrote this one while I was living in Long Beach, California. I developed a crush on a girl. I wasn't trying to have a crush on her. She's very, very beautiful. Beautiful person, but I mean beautiful on the outside too. A beautiful person also on the inside. And definitely struggling with a lot of demons though. And a lot of my time spent with her was at bars drinking. And this became apparent to me over time, and I started realizing that she drank an awful lot. And that in turn, I was drinking an awful lot, spending time with her. And this is called The Nerve. check something real quick. I wish I knew the words you'd want to hear. But I feel half empty like this pint of beer. I've been working up the nerve to speak my mind, but I'm a burnt-out letter on a neon sign, trying to hold on to water with an open hand. I can say it again, but you'll misunderstand. I wish I had the words to say right, but I feel like the wind blowing through your blinds at night. I've been working up the nerve to speak my mind, but I'm a burnt-out letter on a neon sign, trying to hold on to water with an open hand. I could say it again, but you'll misunderstand. Wish I knew the words you'd want to hear, but I feel half empty like this pint of beer. All right, that one's called The Nerve. That is on an album that I put out called Phi. There's a picture of a person on a rowboat on the very front of the covers, if you're interested in checking it out. We recorded it live too, and I think it turned out to be one of the best tracks on the album. Because of that, I just feel like recording a band live is capturing energy, you know? I got a couple more tunes for you folks. Thank you so much for being so kind as to listen to me. Once again, my name is Mike Vitale. I am a singer-songwriter. Above and beyond all else, I am a songwriter, so I love all styles of music. I am trying my very best to devote my life to learning as many of them as I can. And one thing that I have not been doing a whole lot of while I've been on here is playing all the blues songs that I've written. So I wanted to play a blues tune for you. I have a couple of them. One of them is a co-write that I did with my buddy. And it's called Sugar. And then I have one that is called A Man That Can Last. I'm going to try doing that one for you. Give me just a moment here. Check that. Well, your clothes couldn't hit the ground fast enough for my taste. I 50 messy buttons all across your floor. But I'd do it again for the look on your face. Whoa, you would tremble, shiver as I roam through your glen. Can you still feel my warm breath as I spell out your name over and over again? Ooh. Well, my love is long, but it sure ain't fast. A pretty little creature like you, girl, deserves a mind that can last. Yeah. Ooh. You will tremble and shake with the breeze from your door down into your leg. And I'll take my time to climb it away your delicate branches. Yeah. I've got your pearly little apples cupped in my hands. It's a fruit of it, and I can send a man through hell and have him come on back again. Ooh. Well, my love is long, but it sure ain't fast. A pretty little creature like you, girl, deserves a mind that can last. Yeah. Ooh. Sugar, can you feel me as I'm leaning to kiss you on your lips? Yeah, feel me as I work my way from your ears down your neck to your back and into your hips. Whoa, you will tremble and shiver as I roam through your glen. Can you still feel my warm breath as I spell out your name over and over again? Ooh. Well, my love is long, but it sure ain't fast. A pretty little creature like you, girl, deserves a mind that can last. That one's called A Man That Can Last. That is on this acoustic album that comes out Friday as well. So if you're interested in checking it out ahead of time before it hits streaming services on Friday, it is available on my Bandcamp page exclusively. There is a picture of snow and some footprints in the snow, if you want to identify it out of all the different album covers that you might see on my Bandcamp. Or you can wait till it hits streaming services. Thanks, Paige. I very, very much appreciate that. I got one more tune for you folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for the past, wow, it's been like an hour and 11 minutes. That's fucking cool. All these songs that I've played for you are ones that I wrote with my imagination. And this next one is called The Incredible Shrinking Brain. I'd like to talk a little bit about this song. It's a conglomeration of a lot of different stuff. Firstly, over the course of the past 7 years or so, it's been very interesting seeing the geopolitical shift of the United States, and in so many ways. There's suddenly this thing called woke and all this different stuff going on, and this is part of getting older, I think, you know, is me getting to experience the seismic shift of people, you know, as we age and as we continue to experiment as a species, you know. And that's cool. I think that there's aspects about being empathetic that are absolutely positively so important, but it can also get to a point to where it becomes the very thing that's bad itself. It's like that Twilight Zone episode. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it was kind of addressing the Cuban governmental overthrow in the 60s, where you had Che Guevara and Fidel Castro going over there and relieving Cuba of the dictatorship that currently existed there, which I believe was Batista, if I remember correctly. And I don't think either of those guys were bad people. I think they had good intentions, like Che and Fidel Castro. I think that after they took power, they became the very thing that they were trying to overthrow beforehand. And I think that that is a cycle that happens over and over and over again with people. We become the very thing that we don't want to become, or that we're fighting against. And that's some of what I'm trying to capture in this song a little bit. I also see a great deal of people that don't think for themselves at all, and I find that a bit disconcerting. This song deals with a lot of different issues, but the most importantly being that we all need to love each other, and that there's a line in the bridge of the song, and it's anger and hatred are caustic to the vessel in which it's stored, far more than to anything on which it's poured. That's a bastardization of a Mark Twain quote, which I think is absolutely positively true. Anyway, I'll shut up. I could just go on about this song all day long. It was my last previous single that I released, and it's called The Incredible Shrinking Brain. Thanks for being here. Sorry, I'm trying to get the speed right. I feel like a man with the painted on sad face, touching an invisible wall. And it's a crime, I can't see this behind my shit talk fueled by jealousy and alcohol. Sure, I'm overly critical, but by now I should know better. Maybe I'm just too hard on myself, and it doesn't really matter. The longer I leave, the less I know for sure. When I was a younger man, my certainty was premature. There's all these abstract explanations I could conjure up in vain. But I'm the man with the incredible shrinking brain. Do you feel like an actor dressed up in blackface? We're just canaries in a coal mine, carried out the shaft like a suitcase, a trace smeared across our face and brow. The war on race, preference, sex, and creed are indelible and noxious as the fumes. And right before we lose our consciousness, collective conscience lose. The longer we leave, the less we know for sure. When we were a younger brood, our certainty was premature. There's all these abstract explanations we could conjure up in vain. But we're people with incredible shrinking brains. Are an incredible shrinking brain. Create the filter from a farmer's plow. 2 fathoms deep, shouted across the bar. Anger and hatred, acoustic to the vessel to which it's stored, far more than to anything on which it's poured. The longer we leave, the less we know for sure. When we were a younger brood, our certainty was premature. There's all these abstract explanations we could conjure up in vain. But we're people with incredible shrinking brains. Are an incredible shrinking brain. Ooh, yeah. All right, that one's called The Incredible Shrinking Brain. It's available everywhere that you can stream music. It's available here on YouTube. That includes an acoustic version that I just did recently, just for the fuck of it, and a full band version, but the actual album version's available here on YouTube too. I just made sure of that the other day. So please know that your presence here meant the world to me today, and I am so deeply appreciative of you. for being here. Thank you for that. And please, if you feel inclined to subscribe, I would love that. If you don't, that's fine too. You know what? I turned 45 this year. I'm under no illusions that I'm going to be like successful world over or anything. I'm appreciative of this. Naturally, I'm always shooting for the stars, but I'm also happy having my feet here on earth and making as many friends as I possibly can, you know? All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Everything that I played this set is original stuff, and I appreciate your presence.